As the title of this video says, we're going to investigate the short runtime of this lovely little mini Robinson Stirling engine. Now, if you watch the first video I did on this, you'll know that I theorised probable causes for this short runtime were A, simply that there is such a small amount of meths in the burner that it just doesn't burn long enough, or B, it was the fact that the displacer piston was getting hot very quickly, and obviously the Stirling engine relies on the differential of temperature between the power piston and the displacer piston. So I thought we'd investigate this. So the burn length of the burner is obviously very easy to measure. I'll put some meths in the burner, fill it up, we'll set light to it, and I'll time it, and we'll see how long it actually burns for. So that's the first thing we're going to do in this video. Okay, so this is a little Arduino timer I built ages ago, and that's going to be ideal for timing the flame. So we'll light it and start the clock. Now, I'll obviously film this until it it goes out. I don't know how well you can see the flame. There is a flame there. It's not very bright, obviously doesn't show up that well on the camera. So yeah, so we'll film it, see how long it burns for, but I won't make you sit through all of this. I'll speed it up once it's done, okay? Well, I think we can rule out the mess burner, because according to the timer here, it burned for 1 second less, well, almost spot on 6 minutes, and the little Stirling engine doesn't run continuously for anywhere near that long, so it's obviously not the burner. But it was an interesting experiment. I measured the capacity of this, and there is exactly 1 milliliter of fluid in there when it's filled right up to the top. So that's pretty impressive. You know, you get 6 minutes out of 1 milliliter of meths. Obviously towards the end there the flame does die off somewhat, but there you go. So I think we can rule out the fact that it's the mess burner. So the next question is the difference in temperature between the power piston and the displacer piston. So I've refilled the meths burner, got a full load in there. We'll light that up. This is at room temperature, so it's cold effectively, the little Stirling engine. And I thought we'd time a run with it as it in its standard configuration. So that's what we're going to do. It'll take a little while to heat up, but we'll come back when it's ready. All right, let's see if we can get this thing running. There we go. Like I said, this is at room temperature, so runs really nicely when it runs. That's 35 seconds. Okay, so that's 1 minute. It's going to run for longer now because I'm actually timing it. Brilliant. Oh, this is why we do experiments. Ah, right, okay, stop. 1 minute 42 seconds. So I don't know whether it will start up again. Yeah, it will. So yeah, but I don't think it will run for very long. No. Okay, so 1 minute 42 seconds as standard. Right, modification number 1. I have machined up a copper spacer, which is a tight fit under the displacement piston here, and that will allow heat transfer between the displacement piston and the base. Now obviously the base is going to heat up anyway because these brass pillars that support the engine are going to conduct heat down to the base, but I'm hoping this will keep this a little bit cooler and allow the engine to run for longer. So we'll light the, I've allowed it to cool down to room temperature. We'll light the burner and we'll give it a go. Well, I think we're about ready. The other thing I thought of is that you could stand the base in a small tray with some cold water in it, which would again help conduct heat away from the base. So the time to beat is 1 minute 42, I think, from the first run. Well, that's the 1 minute mark. Looking good. 1 minute 42. Two minutes. Well, I think that scientifically concludes that yes, it is the fact that the displacement piston and cylinder are getting hot, and that's what causes it to slow down and stop. So that's solid copper, so that's a really good conductor of heat. Now I'm sure eventually it will equalise out heat wise anyway as the base heats up, but obviously this is quite a large block of aluminium, so that's going to make quite a good heat sink. So but yeah, I mean, we'll let it run, but what are we up to now? 2 minutes 37. So yeah, it obviously makes a hell of a difference. I still love this engine, even if it only runs for 1 minute 42 seconds. It's still a lovely little engine, but obviously with this tiny mod, what are we up to now? 3 minutes 11, 3 minutes 12. It would be nice if it would run for the 6 minutes that the, but it's not going to. Stop it. Okay, let me blow the... Yeah. So we got on the clock 3 minutes 23 seconds as opposed to 1 minute 42 seconds. So yeah, over double the runtime just by adding that. So let's see, is that hot? Yes, that's quite warm. Yeah, as is the displacer piston. But obviously, you know, it's done its job. What's the base like? Well, the base is warm. It's not red hot, but it's warm. So, oh well, there you go. A little bit of scientific experimentation. Always good for the soul. But I think this has proved that this will now run considerably longer than it did before. So I'm happy with that. We've proved what was causing the problem. But yeah. That's the mini Stirling engine, the Robinson one. We're now with its heatsink, which seems to improve matters. So yeah, these are lovely, lovely little engines. Apparently the seller's got plenty more different types of Stirling engines, so hopefully we're going to get some more. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. As always, thanks for watching. Cheers!